America's dependence on Taiwan's AI hardware must end, and it must end as quickly as humanly possible. We are currently completely and utterly beholden to Taiwan and Taiwanese companies when it comes to artificial intelligence. We may be leading the AI revolution, and even that's debatable. But if our relationship with Taiwan were to change, then so would our dominance in the AI field. If, let's say, they were to align with communist China, which is 69 miles away, then we would be dead in the water when it comes to AI. And that's whether by choice, which is possible. We always assume that Taiwan won't ever want to be part of China, but you never know. Or by force, which seems unlikely, but we're talking about communist China here. They are in dire straits economically. It would not be absolutely shocking if they were to invade Taiwan, as they have threatened to do, subtly threatened to do for many years now. So Elon Musk went on with Ted Cruz and issued a warning about our current dependency on Taiwan.
Are we winning right now? Is America winning right now? And how likely is America to win the race for AI vis-a-vis China or anyone else?
For the next few years, I think America is likely to win. Then it will be a function of who controls the AI chip fabrication. The factories that make the AI chips, who controls them? If more of them are controlled by China, then China will win.
More of the factories that are making the AI chips. You think that will determine it?
Yes.
And how are we doing versus China on that front?
Well, right now, almost all the advanced AI chip factories, they call them fabs, are in Taiwan.
And what if China invades
69
Taiwan?
miles away from.
Yeah. What happens if China? If China invades Taiwan, what happens to the world?
Well, if they were to invade in the near term, the world would be cut off from advanced AI chips.
And
currently, 100% of advanced AI chips are made in Taiwan.
How fast could we put that online in America, and how important is that for national security?
I think it's essential for national security, and we're not doing enough.
You know, Musk is often known for his robustness of warnings, his oftentimes hyperbole. But if anything, I would think that he was being a little bit muted there with his warnings. To say that it's important, that's an understatement. It is absolutely critical for us to take charge of our own AI future. Now, a lot of people will say, but Rucker, you've always said that AI is bad. It is. But I've also said that in echoing the perspectives of people like Glenn Beck, I have said that, look, AI, it's going to happen. AGI, ASI, these things are happening. I would much rather they be controlled by the United States rather than communist China or anybody else, for that matter. It is possible that AI advancements, because they do come so rapidly, and once they happen, they compound upon themselves, and one AI advancement can turn into 100 AI advancements very quickly. This is why we need to control our own AI destiny. Unfortunately, companies like NVIDIA are currently dominating the market, and American companies like Intel have failed. But it looks as if Intel is at least attempting to make a comeback. Article over at Reuters. Intel's new CEO plots overhaul of manufacturing and AI operations. That's by Max Cherney over there. Tan, his name is Tan. Lip Bhutan, he was the CEO, is the once and current CEO. His focus on Intel Foundry and AI chip production is rising. He aims to improve efficiencies and revive Intel's manufacturing prowess. He is the new CEO. The old CEO stepped down last week, the third CEO since Tan was in there a decade ago, and now and since then they've fallen dramatically. They've become it's to the point to where they essentially in many ways work for NVIDIA. they were once the dominant force, and now they are the little errand boys for the bigger company. And unfortunately, that company is not our company, not an American company. We are reliant on them. Now, let's say something were to happen. Let's say whether by choice or by force, Taiwan were to align with communist China. What would that do to the AI revolution here in the United States of America? And it would be very similar to what would happen to to a family who was stuck at home. Let's say it's a hardcore lockdown, like a martial law style lockdown, right? We're used to as Americans, we can go to the grocery store or go to whatever Instacart or what and just have food delivered to us, go to Grubhub, all of those possibilities. And right now, that's how the United States of America is. We need more coolers, coolant systems, more semiconductors, more chips, more whatever. When it comes to artificial intelligence, we just put in the order and it comes to us. But what if we were isolated? What if we no longer had access to Taiwan's riches when it comes to artificial intelligence hardware? It'd be very similar to a family being stuck at home and no longer having access to the grocery store. All we would have left in that situation is anything we had in the refrigerator or in the cupboards. Once those were gone, we're in big trouble. And that's the same thing that will happen with artificial intelligence. Currently, we have everything that we need here in the United States, but to replenish any of those supplies, we have to go to Taiwan. If that gets cut off, we're in big trouble. Now, you would say, then what is the solution? Well, just like if you were stuck at home and you couldn't go to the grocery store, let's say in a strange dystopian world, grocery stores didn't exist. And there was no food outside of your home. You only had what you had. In that situation, had you been building up, say, a garden, a chicken coop, something, anything that could sustain your family, then you would be able to go on indefinitely in an ideal scenario. Let's say instead of just a home where you're reliant on grocery stores, let's say you were to live on a homestead. And on this homestead, you have everything that you need. You don't really need the outside world. You can still interact with the outside world, but if the outside world were to be cut off, you would survive. Same thing needs to happen when it comes to our AI infrastructure. I'm not saying to break ties with Taiwan, because that would certainly push them and their advanced AI technology to China. They would have no other choice. What I'm suggesting is, and I think what Elon Musk is suggesting, is that we need to start now developing our own AI technological infrastructure. We need to be able to build our own chips. We need to be able to build our own coolant systems. Okay, right now, liquid cooling only accounts for about 10%, but that's not good enough. For these advanced AI chips, we're going to need more and more and more liquid cooling, and that's something we do not produce. Here in the United States, we import all of that from Taiwan. So we need to start building it here. And that, again, I'm not suggesting that we cut off Taiwan or stop importing anything, but we have to have a backup plan. Very similar to if, going back to the homestead analogy, you can start a garden, you can get your chickens, you can get everything going. That doesn't mean that you have to stop going to the grocery store. You can still go to the grocery store, but if the grocery store were to stop, at least at that point you would have the infrastructure in place to be able to feed your family. The idea here is this, is that it takes time, whether you can't just go, oh my gosh, the grocery stores are closed. We've got 2 weeks worth of food in the cupboard. I guess we're going to have to go start a garden. That won't work. You'll die. You can't just wait until disaster strikes before starting your garden or going to get your chickens set up. Once disaster strikes, it's done. You're not going to have enough time to grow a single crop or to go acquire the chickens necessary to get that going, or cows or goats or whatever. Similar situation with the AI infrastructure. If we were to wait until Taiwan were to cut us off, again, by choice or by force, we couldn't build it up quickly enough. We would fall far, far behind. We would have basically just what we have here in the United States today, and it would take many months, if not years, to be able to develop the manufacturing that's required to build our own AI hardware. It's not, boom, done. It's, oh crap, we need to get the right people, we need to get the right expertise, we need to get the right materials, rare earths, as a matter of fact. We need to get a whole lot of things. And that needs to start now. We can't wait for Taiwan and China to interact in some way. We can't wait for some sort of geopolitical global event that would prevent us from being able to do this. If we are going to go full force at all into the artificial intelligence world, if we're going to lead the AI revolution, then we need to be able to do it from here in the United States of America. Thank you so much for watching that video. If you have not already, now would be a great time for you to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up. It's just a couple of clicks, but it dramatically helps me, my family, and of course it helps the United States of America.